All right, I think we are live. We are live. All right, let's get this going here. Never have time for anything. I'm on vacation, and I'm still trying to juggle things. Hello, folks. I can see myself here. Look at that, huh? Right on. So I'll be using the GoPro camera here. Look at this crap. 2 years. 2 years. Pre-ordered May the 4th. Finally got it. Hot Toys cares enough to send the very best. And then hopefully I'll be able to display it with all the other caps I have. This is insane. This is insane. I can't believe it took 2 years. 2 years and change and then some. And then because I'm away from the computer, I can still read your comments on the phone right there. So 2 years and change. So if you see me looking away, it's because I'm looking at the comments. So I can kind of keep an idea on what's going on. Since the GoPro doesn't really grant me that luxury, but it helps you, the audience, kind of try to get a 360 view of the room. So I'm hoping that you folks are here for the unboxing and not to meet Baby Goo Goo. And you took the time to watch my little Hot Toys Grogu video, The Bad Batch, which took a while to make. It taught me some skills. Taught me some skills in compositing and how difficult it was at puppeteering. I haven't used a puppet in years, and I would still like to think I'm pretty somewhat good, but you got to have the set. You got to have the right set. It was a challenge, but if I did my job right, it convinced you folks that I actually had another puppeteer in that video. Well, it was really me puppeteering. Hello, Bob Dylan. That video today was hilarious. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bob. I saw your comment on the Bad Batch Hot Toys, a Star Wars Hot Toys Grogu video. Look what I'm doing. I'm destroying the brown shipper. I have no space for this. Get rid of it. This goes in the trash. Look at that. Who was it? Who was it Geeking Out? Who was it? Was it somebody? Somebody was Oh, Optical 20. Optical, if you're watching this, look at this. Talking about, I would say, why save the ship. Look at that. It's you take this amount of space right there. Look at that, and then you multiply 20 to 30. And I'm gonna tell you, you tend to find space, and because for me, getting rid of 3 shippers so that I can cram a little bit more on top is a big important deal. You can kind of see. So I don't get rid of the shippers. I'm running out of space. Yes, space is a big issue. Space is a huge, big issue. Baby Goo Goo is in the champagne room. That's messed up, dude. That's all. Young Squibbler. Doc Smizzle, what's up, Denovi? That video was awesome. Oh, Doc Smizzle. That's right. I think I used one of your comments, didn't I? I think I did. I think I used one of Doc Smizzle's comments. And I figured, I haven't done a solo live stream unboxing in such a long time. And since I have a little bit of time, and since this is a momentous occasion, right? 2.5 years and then this is crazy. It's like they don't even care. It's like the minute the Endgame situation ended, they're like, yeah, we're done. We're done with Marvel. Sucks to be you Marvel fanboys. Bah. That's how I feel. That's pretty much how I feel. Hot Toys as an entity is making me feel. I've been with Hot Toys for such a long time. And they're willing to ship out a anti-ox suit, Spider-Man anti-ox suit, in 7 months, but yet drag their feet on one of the original Avengers that helped build the company, Hot Toys. Huh. Yes, Doc Smizzle, yeah, I did. Hopefully you enjoyed it. For those who are just tuning in, I had fun making Hot Toys Grogu video. I had a lot of fun doing that. A lot of work. I learned a lot of skills. I think that's one of the reasons I still enjoy doing YouTube, is because I like to challenge myself. I like to find creative ways in storytelling. But every now and then, I know I started with the unboxing videos, and I try, free time I have now, I try to get to an unboxing. Are you still planning to review this figure? Young Squid, which one? The Captain America? No, I don't have enough time. I have a pile of Hot Toy figures that are still in brown shippers in a separate room that are just piling up. And last year was just a real crazy year for me, and it still is. I've just been pumping in a lot of hours. My hours have probably been reduced a little bit, maybe down to 40-ish versus the 50 that I was pulling in last year. So I can't really complain. Work does help pay the bills and helps me afford some of the toys that I get to play with. One of them being the Grogu, which I had fun. And if you're wondering where the Grogu is, he's over there. I don't know if you want to see where the Grogu ended up, but he is over there. You can kind of see. That's where he's at. Say hello. And I think I can probably squeeze another. I think I can squeeze another one. I think I can squeeze another Star Wars figure in that Max 140 display. But it's all about Cap, because I still love my Captain America. I'm already getting with the Storm. Yeah. Space is an issue. You can see where the caps are. I don't know where this guy's going to go. I might as well. Let me see. Actually, here, let me show you something real quick. I'm going to add some light. I did some modifications on here. There you go. That way you kind of see, but it is getting a little bit tight in there, though. I did add the extra half shelf, if you can see, on there. There's my Endgame Scarlet, so he's going to get moved to the side. And my Endgame cap will probably go there. I probably should zoom in on that, find some custom Black Widow there. Don't want the video to get flagged. Oh, no, what happened there? Sorry. Oh, I'm getting distracted. Michael Collins. Look at that. Oh, no, Michael Collins. Sorry, I'll get back to the unboxing. Give me 1 second. Let me fix my poor little astronaut. I don't know what happened here. Poor guy. There you go. Okay. I should be using a crotch arm, but I don't want to damage the astronaut suit. Yeah. All right. No more distractions. So you know where the cap is going to go. You know where the Endgame cap is going to go. I fixed my Michael Collins and Iron Man and Joker's Palace on there. Little custom cutter on it. Ecto 1 and so forth. So I've been riding the Where's My Cap train since it released. This is insane. This is insane. I don't really want to turn this into a bitch video, but I'm extremely disgusted with Hot Toys and the reissue on the War Machine. I really am. I really am. I'm showing no sympathy to the rookie collectors that have just joined collecting Hot Toys in 1 to 2 years. I get it. The War Machine Mark I was released, 2016, then shipped out in 2017. To me, that ship has sailed, and there was no reason. There's just no reason to do a reissue when you have 50 plus pre-orders that are collecting dust. My buddy Easy Collectibles said a quote in his video this morning. It feels like or I think he got it from a customer. He said, or not customer, a comment. It feels like we are collecting pre-orders and not action figures, not 1/6 scale figures, and it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be that we're just collecting pre-orders, 2+ year pre-orders. That's not how it works. I spoke to Pete Aries today. Such a nice dude. Gave me a call. We were trying to coordinate a live stream. You know, Pete from 1/6 Cantina. And Pete's old school. Most of us, we text, we chat. Pete's like, no, I'm just going to call you Denobi. So I thought it was a telemarketer, and I told him, I go, oh, I'm sorry, Pete, I thought it was a telemarketer. I was ready to complain. And he's such a cool dude. So we were trying to coordinate a live stream, and you can't get old school collectors like us on the phone. If Sean if my buddy Sean is watching, we can't talk to each other on the phone. I'm not allowed to call Easy Collectibles. I don't think I've spoken to Dante on the phone, but on live stream, I really can't. I should not be allowed to engage in dialogue that's in real time, because what happens is it turns into hours. So Pete calls me, and we get into Star Wars, and what should have been a 5-minute conversation turns into 45 minutes. I just thought that was funny. I looked at my watch. I'm like, damn it happened again. You know, we just started ranting about Star Wars. So I'm going to have him on my channel next week. So that'll be fun. We'll talk about the good old days of the hunt. I told Pete that I go, let's, during like a slow news week, let's try to get together and let's talk about the good old days of the hunt. Because us old fogies, we remember the hunt. And just like him and me, I started collecting Star Wars action figures. That was the toxic pill that got me sucked into toys. 15 and 16 minutes I started working, all my free money was going into toys. I'm reading comments here. More mad collectors are getting fed up. Hopefully Hot Toys will listen. Like I told Pete on the phone, we are in control. We can voice our concerns. We can vote with our wallets, and it doesn't help them. It doesn't help you when you're clicking a day one pre-order on a already saturated market. It doesn't help you to have your $25 or whatever sitting in an account for 2 years, and you'll probably say, well, it's only Denobi, it's only $25. Yeah, but like most of us old fogies, we don't just have one pre-order. We have multiple pre-orders, and when you take that and then you start doing a little bit of basic math, it turns into a mess. Okay. So. So I get it that a lot of the early collectors that are jumping in feel privileged, I guess, or entitled. that they should be able to have a chance at owning a diecast War Machine at retail value. I have nothing against that. Nothing against that. If anything, I like to play devil's advocate. If we didn't have so many pre-orders, if the pre-orders weren't being sandbagged, if it was a slow 6 months of nothing being released and we have money burning a hole in our pocket, I wouldn't have an issue with the whole reissue of the War Machine Mark One. No, but it hurts my feelings when you make me wait 2+ years for this, and then you're continuously adding pre-orders while ignoring your existing fan base. It's kind of like you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're cannibalizing your audience, and it's telling me like, wow, I'm gonna have to start winging it here because I don't know when these things are going to drop. And one of the things I talked about with Optical 20 on Sunday was Hot Toys is not legally binding or committed to a date. So when they say, hey, we're going to release something in March 2022, they don't have to commit to that date. They can say they can release it early or they can release it later. And we've just come to accept that. So it never used to be like that. It never used to be like that. Again, it doesn't bother me that they're reissuing the War Machine because they're trying to squander or they're trying to capitalize on the secondary market. I'm not going to get into that. I've said it dozens of times. I believe in everybody should make money. I believe in capitalism. I believe that if you buy something and then you want to sell it for more money, absolutely. That's what this great country was built on. But I also believe in customer satisfaction and customer loyalty. I believe you take care of your customers now, and then you get rewarded further down the road. Maybe that's something that they don't believe over there. I don't know. Maybe they don't believe in customer loyalty. Nicole Productions, they ought to be more transparent with us. They really should. Can I preview? Yeah, they really should. We are supporting them. I don't know how much of the core business, the revenue from American buyers support Hong Kong. I don't know. For all we know, U.S. buyers could just be a fraction. We could be 20%. We don't know. It's a privately held company. I would love to know that information. Wouldn't that be interesting? Wouldn't that be something if Hot Toys decided to go public on the Hong Kong trade market and we found out that American buyers only represent 20%? Holy smack. Wouldn't that answer a lot of questions? Wouldn't that make a lot? Because the company sells their products to pretty much anybody around the world, right? UK, Australia, big, huge Asian market. Wouldn't it be interesting to find out if they went public and then their financial statement comes out and you see something wacky like, oh yeah, U.S. customers 18%. You're like, wow, that does make a lot of sense. I don't know if it is, but it definitely would answer a lot of questions because I know as collectors we feel like we're at the center of the universe and we're at the main hub and we think that we control the market, but wouldn't it be interesting to find out that American buyers are only 18 or 20%? I don't know. I'm throwing that number out, but it would definitely answer a lot. It sure would. I'm rambling. Please don't shoot me any hate. I love Iron Man. I don't want to see anybody be kept away from their toys. I like playing with toys too, but I want customer loyalty. Take care of my pre-orders. That's fine. You want to reissue the War Machine Mark One? Take care of me first. I still have several Endgame. Endgame pre-orders from early 2019. take care of me first, because what that tells me as a consumer, that I'll rethink my future purchases. You see what happens? Where, great, well, 2-year plus, I have no incentive to do a day one pre-order. It serves me no true benefit to pre-order something that early if you're not going to respect me. And what I mean by respect, I mean respect my wallet, right? Because we vote with our wallets. Bob Dylan, a comment here. I'm looking at the phone. Yost from Jazzink uploaded yet another update discussing timelines, release schedules, future projects. It was incredibly refreshing by comparison. Most toy companies do this. Hasbro does it. I have my own issues with Hasbro. Mattel does it. Most action figure companies tend to work with a schedule. NECA does it. It's Hot Toys. I think Hot Toys is the only one that seems to be a little bit sporadic. It doesn't make any sense. You accept X amount of pre-orders. Why does it take you 2 years for one particular figure, but yet for others it arrives early? It just doesn't make any sense. But I am a true Iron Man fan. I do speak from the heart when I do say that I do like my collection. But this is my Iron Man motif here. I'll get the plexiglass out so there's no reflection. But yeah, I don't have the Hall of Armors anymore. I ran out of space. I didn't hate the Hall of Armors. I essentially just ran out of space. But this is how I have. This is the 2.0 on there. But yeah, it's just supposed to be just the a little Hall of Armor, and then you can even see the Punisher in there too. Yeah. And then Stark Labs. You guys may have seen my Stark Labs. But yeah, if I vent and I rant about how they treat my boy Iron Man, it's because I have a vested interest. It's what got me. It's what got me hooked, right? Get this out of here. And then the House Party Protocol suits. And it is a little bit cramped in there. And then the remaining House Party suits are probably in other module cases. They're somewhere out there. So hopefully those images came out decent and not to overkill. I know I'm bouncing all over the place. This is why I can't do a live stream unboxing. Did we two agree Hot Toys should announce their Seaboard? Wow, amazing collection. Thank you. Asian population. No, there you go. Fat Cadet. That's Fat Cadet puts it. I don't have the comment on there, but yeah, he makes a good point. The Asian population makes us look like an island. Makes us look like a smaller population. So yeah. So wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something if Hot Toys is like, yeah, we don't care about the American consumer because you guys only make us a quarter fraction. And again, I'm speculating, but I think it's a fun speculative theory, which if it was true would, oh my God, it'd be like an eye opener. It would answer a lot of our questions. Marion Baker for so, and again, I don't have any true access. I think the closest heavy speculator to Hot Toys that would have his information somewhat resemble would be Budget Stark. So, oh, my poor cat, my poor Steve. What do we have here? What do we have here? Let's get the camera going here. Hopefully you can see it. What do we have here? Camera test. Can you see that? I'm going to go look at the screen real quick. I want to make sure that's in focus. And I think I can get a little bit closer. Right? A little bit closer without it zooming out, without it. I think so. I think that can work. What do you think? Does that look good? Testing this out. I like experimenting here. Hopefully that looks somewhat decent. I'm gonna look at the camera here really quick. The screen. And yeah, I think that works. I think that works. I just don't want this thing to tip over. Oh, shoot, please don't tip over. Sorry. All right. Halfway it isn't. Thanks, Bob. I'm reading the comments here. Agree at Sideshow. Sniff the figure. Got to smell that new figure. I think to smell. Oh, I typically do that off camera, but oh, maybe that wasn't the proper place to sniff it. I didn't sniff his crotch there. All that fresh, plasticky. Oh, so this is the. Look at that. Ooh, well, that's pretty. Look at that. Wow. Love that new figure smell. For real. Hopefully that comes in. Look at that. Wow. Look at the shine on that. I'll put you back. I don't know if I'm going to have the... my caps will usually have the helmet on there. Helmet on. If I can get this cats. It's cool. Oh. Look at that. You know what I'm doing right now? I want to make sure he's flexible. I wonder if this thing was probably sitting in a cargo ship off of Long Beach. I mean, this figure was released, what, back in January? Wasn't this released in January? February? And yet it's June and I'm getting this now? Don't do what I'm about to do. Should be using the proper tools. Yeah, never do that. Never have something this sharp on your fabric. I'm an expert and a professional. Typically, you can usually find a little piece of tape and unravel it. Yeah. Yeah, don't do this. I would never encourage this. God damn it. It's going to my collection, not into space. What the hell? Denobi, I still don't have my Beskar armor. What is this crap about? What's this nonsense? The Beskar armor hasn't arrived in a lot of people's homes. That's silly. I will say though that I did get my Beskar armor. That was a day one pre-order on Sideshow. That was before the old times. That was before they implemented tax, because I don't pre-order on Sideshow anymore. I don't like the tax. So I live right next door to Sideshow. I'm in Nevada. They're in California, and curating a collection of this size, yeah, tax plays a huge important part. Dope Endgame Captain America. I am about to get it tomorrow. Cool. So everybody's starting to get. So I guess the ship arrived at the dock, and everybody's starting to get their Endgame cap. I wish I would have gotten this last year. I was bored last year. I was working a lot, but it would have been fun to play with this last year. Now it just feels dated. Oh, Captain America will never feel dated. Yeah, that is a good looking cap. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. And let me get the camera here. Hopefully. Yeah, that is a. Put it here. Damn, that is nice. Wow. Do the Owen Wilson. Wow. How's your chick? Yeah, he's still stiff. Did they? Well, we're not going to get much waist articulation there. The rescue suit. Anybody know when the rescue suit? That's the other thing too. We still have multiple Endgame characters, right? I had this one. I have the Iron Patriot, right? The Endgame Iron Patriot. And then we have a rescue suit. Look at that. We have rescue suit. What else from Endgame? The time suit. James. I think that's it, right? We're down to 3. Anybody in the comment, can they do an audit? We're down to what, 3 Endgame characters from Endgame, and then we're done? I think we are. Thor, oh, damn it. Thank you, Nicole Leo. Thor, Hulk, Rescue, and Iron Patriot. So we're down to 4. We're down to 4 Endgame, and then we can all move on with our life, and we can all brace for impact on the onslaught of Star Wars pre-orders that are going to have most of you probably tapping out. I say that as a joke, but with a little bit of dash of truth, because I do worry about that. I think the amount of Star Wars pre-orders it's going to be a wake-up call to a lot of early collectors that have just joined in. Man, if you guys, for the folks that have just started collecting during the because I spoke to somebody on Instagram who started collecting during the pandemic, and I'm thinking, wow, what a unique time to get into something this wonderful where the world has collapsed and you're discovering hot toys for the very first time. I can't even imagine what that would be like. Oh, wait a minute. We still haven't, Nicolio, you forgot one figure. Avengers Endgame Captain America, right? We still have another Captain America from Endgame. Yep. I don't have him on pre-order though. I don't. Oh, it's time for a fashion build. Mm-hmm. That's right. We still have Avengers. This one right here. They're redoing this one. They're redoing this. So for those of you who missed out, you're going to get a 2.0 on this. Yeah. So we're down to 5. BMW3 Lover. What's up, dude? Didn't you leave me a comment on my Grogu video? JC, hello, everybody joining in. So 8 figures. So we're down to somebody. Yeah. Can someone do an audit? I want to say we're down to 6 Endgame characters, including the Loki that's getting reissued. That's part of the Endgame line. So we're down to Captain America Avengers Endgame, Loki Endgame, and Hulk, Smart Hulk, and what else? Captain Marvel, Loki. God damn it. Yeah. Oh, look at the audits coming in. Thanks, guys. Thanks, folks. Fat Thor. Oh, man. Points for NKSG. That's right. Fat Thor is part of the Endgame line. 2012 suit, Iron Patriot Rescue. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, so it's 8. Thank you, BMW $3. Yeah, we're down to 8 for Endgame. There's still a lot. We're not out of the Endgame yet on collecting Endgame characters. We have Fat Thor, Rescue, Iron Patriot, 2012 Avengers Steve, 2012 Loki. It's a lot, man. That's just for us Marvel fanboys. And if any of you are dabbling with the Star Wars pre-orders, man, it's gonna be a pain in the butt. Yeah, that's a lot. No, absolutely, NKSG. That's a lot. That is a lot. That's a lot of remaining pre-orders for a film that was released it feels like such a long time ago. Thank you. So we're up to 9. Battle Damage Mark 85. Can't count. Neither can I. Thank you out there for helping us out. So we're not out of the Endgame, out of the pre-order Endgame yet, which is stupid, right? Isn't that stupid? Does that not make any sense for anybody else? We still have so many. That's right. The Battle Damage Mark 85. All right. We got the hammer, which is I'm assuming is a repurposed from Fat Thor, right? This will be the same one. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to pose him with that. Standing base. We got here regular Endgame base. I don't know if I'm going to. He's going in the module case, so I won't need the base. haven't decided if I want to swap out the head. I got the mask. A lot of this is pretty much familiar territory for some of us, right? We have here the time circuit thing. Vijay, can you see that? I don't know if I want to pull that out, but little time circuit, the time watch, chronometer, and then so a lot of this, so you have the head faces. And is he still pop out? Is it still pretty easy to get it out? There it is. Yeah, there he is. There he is. Get that face on there. Oh, there you go. That should just pop in, right? That looks right, doesn't it? Put him like that, he looks kind of like an android, a malfunctioning android. It's unable to compute processing. There you go. It's kind of like that, like the androids from AI. Thank you. The Endgame concept, my favorites. Pre-orders, No Way Home, and then Book of Boba. It's going to be messy. It's going to be extremely messy. Yeah, most of you are aware that with Spider-Man 3 coming out, we're gonna get some revisits. We're gonna get some serious revisits from the Marvel. So that sucks. You know, that sucks for me because I have so much love to give towards the IPs. I love Star Wars, but I don't trust Star Wars. Marvel's always been there. The thing with Marvel is that I don't worry about Marvel because they always do the right thing. If something ever happens, though, not on me, but on Steve. If something ever happens, though, that if there's ever a shakeup at Marvel, then I'll cross that bridge. But in the meantime, I don't worry about Marvel. I think they took advantage of us. I think they knew that we would end up buying Steve Rogers Captain America, and they dragged their feet on it so that they can focus more on Grogu's and Mandalorian and Shore Troopers and all the other tchotchke nonsense from the Mandalorian that we tend to gobble up. So we have a broken shield here, a regular shield. I have some questions to redo. I don't know what Whiplash had any questions. Look at that. That's a really good question from Trimble Dust. I have a question. Since Hot Toys seems to be redoing Iron Man 2 figs, would an armored Whiplash be out of the question? Well, the problem with the armored Whiplash is that it's still kind of worth retail on the secondary market. And we already know, well, we can speculate that Hot Toys is keeping an eye on the secondary market. I wouldn't rule that out. There's no proof, but we can kind of assume that they do have a PR department that is monitoring the radio frequency channels of eBay and any other secondary market, even probably on Facebook too, since there's a lot of Facebook groups that do a lot of buying and selling and so forth. So look, it's no big secret, right? Iron Man is the foundation. It's the pillar. It's the keystone to Hot Toys, right? If they ever need an infusion of money, all you have to do is whip out a die-cast suit, right? Or that used to be the case because it kind of backfired on the Mark 50. So they went heavy on that. They went really, really heavy on that Mark 50. And I think they learned their lesson. But can we assume that the original Core 7 is still solid? Can we assume that the original Core 7 is still pretty reliable, right? Meaning you can still whip out money. There's a comment on here. The Mark II Whiplash was die-cast. Yes, the Mark II is die-cast. It was a very heavy, a very complex figure that sat on the Sideshow shelves for a very long time. I remember I did a review on it early in my channel. I reviewed it, and I wasn't impressed. It had a lot of shortcuts in that figure. One of them being the head sculpt. It wasn't an accurate representation of what we saw in Iron Man 2 in the film, meaning that the character of Mickey Rourke, his whole head is exposed with hair, and then they took a shortcut on the Whiplash, where they just showed a portion of his face, which is stupid. The MMS, Shauna, it's not a chase figure. The Mark is not. Yeah, is the Mark II Whiplash? The Mark II Whiplash a chase figure? No, not by any means. It maybe a little bit, maybe 10 or 20% above retail on eBay, but the problem is that for a lot of collectors that are probably selling it, you're going to be taking a loss on it because of the fees. So the rule of thumb is that if you want to at least break even or make a little bit of a cushion, you want your figures to be worth or trending on the secondary market at least 30% to make it worth your while, right? It's a lot of work. You got to take photos. You're taking the responsibility, and then on eBay, the buyers are always right. So you want to make it worth your while. Look at this. See, I don't know. Maybe I'll sell this. I don't know if I like this. This breaks my heart. Cap's shield should never be broken. It should never. Yeah, I don't know if I like this. I don't have Thanos. I don't have the Endgame Thanos. I don't plan on getting him. Maybe if he's discounted or something. Yeah, I don't like this. My Cap is badass. He needs to fight truth, justice, and all that good fun stuff. So I don't think I'll ever be using this broken shield. I don't like it. Brings up a lot of bad memories. I only saw Endgame once in theaters. I wasn't a big fan of the film. I saw Infinity War 3 times though. We got a comment about Bob. Thank you. They're doing the same shortcut with the rescue. We should be getting a full pepper sculpt. Oh, good catch. Yes, I am aware of that. Yes, Bob. Good catch on that. The rescue suit, they are taking a shortcut on the head sculpt. Yeah, they are. They sure are. So I think, get you back up here. All right. So there's a trick to this, right? My Cap is going to be holding this EA shield, and then there's a trick. So he's put this on left-handed. So let's get this out of here. I'm going to pop up there, and then you want to grab the arm, not the arm, sorry, the hand, right? But you want to make sure that you attach this hand to the shield first, and then you attach them. So put this on here. If you can see, can you see this? Yeah, you can probably see from here. Doesn't matter. Get this on here. Wait for the battle damage Endgame. Yeah. See you, James. Thanks for joining. More of a unboxing / rant. I'm still bent out of shape over the War Machine reissue, while they're neglecting my other pre-orders. Oh, I bet you that rescue suit is going to be phenomenal, though. It's that rescue suit though too is also going to be the first time we get a die-cast or an Iron Man suit from Hot Toys for the opposite. Put this on. Oh, for the opposite sex. It's, there you go. Maybe I should show this a little bit better here. But you can see that's the secret. You got the hand on there. Then you have to put that into the hole and put this into the and stick that in the hole and probably. Oh, there you go. This is a family show here, so I can't. There you go. This is going to be the challenge here. Typically, you want to apply some heat to that hole. That way it just fits in. I usually have a blow dryer, but I don't want to turn that on. Yes, I have a hair dryer that is specifically meant for the Hot Toys because certain pieces have to be heated to fit, otherwise you can apply damage. You didn't know that, did you? You should always have a a hair dryer to apply heat. It works wonders because this pressure thing isn't working. But come on. Oh, I got it. I think I got it. There he is. I don't know if that'll hold though. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Look at the questions here. Just to piggyback your Marmor and Whiplash comment, you feel it will suffer in regards to resale value? Piggyback. Do I think that the Iron Patriot will suffer resale value? No. Most die-cast Iron Man figures will typically sell at retail or above. The problem is that at retail value, selling it at the secondary market, you're taking a loss, right? So I don't know if any of the War Machines, other than the Mark I, have skyrocketed. And that's why I say that we know that Hot Toys is monitoring the secondary market, right? They're re-releasing one of their Grail pieces. Oops. Let me get this out right now. What's wrong with you? Sorry, camera's getting wobbly. There you go. So a little bit of pressure on there. So is it going to be worth a lot? I don't know. I used to. When Marvel was alive, when there was electricity flowing in the air from Marvel, everything with Marvel was gold, right? That's how it was. You could not go wrong with Marvel. And the end of the films, the pandemic, everything just threw everything out of whack. And that's where a lot of the concern from Hot Toys, I think, is stemming from. And make no mistake, if it happened to the Hot Toys Marvel line, there's nothing that is stopping it from affecting the Star Wars line for Hot Toys. Nothing. There's no, we can speculate, we can theorize, right? I'm having a blast collecting Star Wars pre-orders. Hot Toys figures. But I love Star Wars, but I don't trust it. And for the new collectors that have joined in the last year, a lot of you aren't aware of that when I started collecting back in 2012, Star Wars was always more of a tchotchke pre-order, right? Every 6 months you may see something. You may see an Obi-Wan Kenobi pop up. It'll sit on the sideshow shelves and then it'll go away. That's how it's always been. Things, when we all thought it was going to change for the prequel sequels. We all saw what happened there. They took a bath. Hot Toys took a bath. Not just them, every other toy company that manufactured a Rey action figure, a Finn action figure, Kylo Ren action figure, they all took a bath. Stuff's worth nothing. Those action figures are worth nothing. Maybe the plastic that they're manufactured on to recycle. But yet we get the marvelous world of The Mandalorian, and I get sucked into that too. I'm 100% sucked in to The Mandalorian. And I want most of it. I want majority of those Star Wars pre-orders, probably 90% of them. And that's where early in the year, December, I forgot when I started my pre-order, because I never used to use a pre-order, a Google spreadsheet. I never. I had to use a Google spreadsheet when I left Sideshow, because I always kept everything at one place. And when Sideshow turned toxic with its shipping fees and sales tax, I'm like, I can't keep curating my collection with this type of instability, unstable. This doesn't work. It's no. So I did some digging, and I went to, again, I'm not affiliated with Alter Ego or anything like that, but I use them because they offer the free shipping and no tax. And that serves me as a collector a benefit where I can save a little bit of money. And as I'm doing the books, that means I can squeeze in another figure. That's how I see it. That's why it's so important to budget. That's why it's so important not to jump at everything shiny that gets wiggled in front of you. Just how it is. Thank you. I do plan on getting regards to reissue 7 diecast. And then the Mark 7 Iron Man diecast, we know that's still sitting on the shelves at Sideshow. So this is something that, I was talking to Optical 20. Is he on here? I should probably get him on so I can. There's a few peeps out there I enjoy bitching, complaining, ranting. I was going to try to get Aries tonight, but he's busy. Life is hitting him, so as me too. But yeah, it's kind of like everybody has kicked the Marvel girlfriend to the side, and they don't. That's how I feel, by the way. This is just me and how I feel, that everybody's kind of kicked Marvel to the side, and the hot new girlfriend is the Mandalorian, Star Wars, and I'm kind of at the sidelines. I'm like, dudes, peeps. I go, don't trust Star Wars. Yeah, it's pretty attractive, alluring, but that's way too unstable to me. Star Wars, and I'm buying it. I mean, you saw I had fun playing with my little baby Grogu. I had fun, and but I'm always very cautious with that IP. I always have one foot in. I always have one foot out. That way, it protects me from getting my feelings hurt. That way, when some schlocky headlines like, oh, Kathleen is doing this, and everybody wants to jump off a bridge, I'm like, I still got my comfort, Steve, and I still got my comfort, Tony, and what's my other boy that's watching on Soups, my Justice League, and the Batman, and all that stuff. So, geeking out. What's going on? Got home. I caught part of your stream earlier today. Sorry I couldn't join in. He was talking about posing. I suck at posing. I do. I'm probably the most museum type poser out there. I keep everything very museum just because it's not part lazy, but part it protects the figure. Dynamic posing sucks. Dynamic posing sucks, meaning it hurts the figure. When you've been doing this long enough, you know that certain dynamic poses will actually affect your stuff. I guess it's time to put. I think I'm done with this, right? I got him. I got his punch. I got his angry face, which is kind of sticking out, right? He's ready to. I'm not going to use. I think I've decided I'm probably not going to use the face, right? No, it's a great head sculpt. Probably the best one. So, no, I'm just going to keep him with the helmet. And I'm not gonna. I don't ever plan on getting the Endgame Thanos, where he's swinging the hammer, and with the broken shield. I don't, and that scene does nothing for me. It's more of the suit and the evolution, and let's face it, this is probably going to be the last version with Chris Evans. God, that's sad thinking about that. This is it. This is going to be the last version. I mean, not counting the 2012 version of Steve Rogers from Endgame, but this is going to be it. There you go. Oh, thank you, Tremble Dust. Always appreciate it. Thank you so much. Very much. I know I tend to be over the place. That's why I do better in I think I do better in a more of a controlled group live stream. So I try to, and hopefully there's likes on the stream and not dislikes because of my comments about War Machine. I want everybody to play with their toys. I'm not preventing anybody from not getting their toys. I guess I'm old school and I'm old fashioned that I still believe in customer loyalty and customer satisfaction. And maybe there's a cultural gap there. Maybe that's something that is not a big concern to them. Maybe it's just numbers for them, which is fine. You know, execute order 66 likes. Sardine collection display fire. I feel on you, bro. My sardine collection display's on fire. Loco Lou, I just saw the comment. Number2, thank you for the silicone grease Honda video. It saved my figures. Oh, I love that. I use that all the time. For those of you who aren't aware, I use the Honda silicone grease to protect rubbers from, not rubber, well, it came out wrong. Like the Ed 209 right here, little super thin layer on there. I had that. I think last time I pulled this out was over at Geeky Notes show right here. So, but this is good right here, right here. This right here, small little dab makes a big wonder right here. Stuff. Look at that thin layer, little micron layer. Oh man, does it ever protect? It protects and then some. Oh, thank you, Willie. Thank you. Power J Willie Chua. I prefer natural poses, not museum, not dynamic. Comment from LV Alt. I prefer natural poses, not museum, not dynamic. Simply intended to give the figure a human posture while standing. Yeah. Everyone hit that like button. Thank you so much, NKSG. Geeking out. May the force be with us. I know geeking out. Nate, I know you're in love. Remind me of Pete. It must be wonderful to be. And I am, I started collecting with Star Wars toys, but I'm just not. I don't have that level of confidence, and I tend to nitpick certain Star Wars characters. I don't even have a Han Solo. I don't have a Han Solo from A New Hope. I have the Leias. I have the Leias from I have Bespin Leia. I have Hoth Leia. I have Endor Leia. I did not like the Han Solos that were released back in 2016 or 15. And I am going through a kick building my Sith Rogue gallery, which I'll show you in a minute. But I want to get this cap posed over here because I think I'm done. There's really nothing else here. This is such a basic figure, right? It's really the suit. It's really the look, the iconic that represents the film, and that's really. Oh, was that one? That's it, right? Oh, I still didn't look at this crap. I still can't put a face. Can you see that? I still didn't attach his face, right? So, yeah, but I am ready to move on though. For Marvel, right? I do welcome a needed break from collected Marvel. I don't hate Marvel. I love Marvel and I still trust Marvel, but I do welcome a gap in the pre-orders for Marvel. That way, I can focus on DC, I can focus on Star Wars, and kind of give this IP Marvel a break. I do have WandaVision on pre-order. I have her and I have Vision, and I boycotted Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm not touching those guys. Maybe when they get released and the blogger photos come out, I may get them. But for now, I am super duper conservative pre-ordering or even buying Marvel right now, just because I want to branch out with other characters, and I'm almost running out of space. All right, Kat, let's get you over there. Let's get the camera going on over there. Let's get you situated. All right, so I'm going to see. I have a super. Can this? I'm going to try to. Sorry. I'm trying to run the cord over here. Can I? All right, sorry. So, I'm thinking. Boy, this is tight. This is kind of good. I love this black widow. This is probably one of the best head sculpts ever. Oh man, they knocked it out of the park. Bucky, how about you? Let's bring the caps back in the front line, shall we? How about that? Let's bring you back up here. This is me rotating. Yeah, all right. Who's on the top shelf? I told you my house party suits are scattered all over the place. I just threw them all over the place. All right, we got this over here. All right, and this is Endgame. All right here. It should work. And it should work right there. All right. I gotta fix his belt. Is he taller? What the fuck? They made him taller? What? What? What is... Ooh. They made him taller? What the... Yeah. They did make him tall. I didn't even know that. What the frig? Yeah. They did make him taller. Why would they do? So it's a new body then. It's not one of the recycled. What the hell? Look at this. Look at this. I have 3 generational Captain Americas, and they're all different height sizes. What the frig? So I'll take, this is the, which one is this one from? This is the first Avengers, right? Which is fine. It was the first one. So you would assume that the first one would set the bar, but yeah. I'm not making this up, right? Look at the smaller, medium. What the frig? Why didn't anybody tell me this? I'm pulling up, I'm reading the comments here. Been frozen. We're just reading the comments on here. Did you guys know that? Been frozen, reference growth plates, geeking out, Patriots to must. Compare them against the Mark 85 if you still have it. I still have the Mark 85. So was I guess I was clueless on this, but you do see what I'm pointing at, right? You do see that the newest Endgame is the tallest. I mean, I guess it. Oh man, I hate making excuses for Hot Toys, but I guess as it evolves in the evolution, it does get taller. Yeah, let me go get the Mark 85. Maybe it's a whole height issue. If you're telling me that the height issue is to coincide with Thanos and the Mark 85, then that would probably make better sense. I haven't plugged into a charger here. Hold on. Let me disconnect on here. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, shit, don't fall. Please don't fall. Don't fall, please. Hold on. Come on. I can pick him up. There we go. All right. Oh. Yeah, I guess the whole height issue. Yeah. I guess it does look better. I mean, if you pose him with one of the earlier caps, it doesn't, probably won't look as good. But yeah, I guess Tony's not even that damn tall, though. Is it because, oh my God. Isn't Robert Downey Jr. shorter than Chris Evans? I'm almost positive. That the actor, Robert Downey Jr., is shorter than Chris Evans. You guys can fact check me on that. I'm almost positive. I'm looking at the comments here. That doesn't make any sense. Should have moved Captain instead of Iron Man. Yes, definitely. Which explain height growth is the juice. He says, Star Killer. Only way to explain the height growth cap is the juice. Yes, Trimble them 5 years was always. Yes, yes. Thank you. I'm not making it up. Robert Downey Jr. is shorter, but with the armor on, he's taller. So that's the excuse that we're going to use, is that it's kind of like putting on platform shoes. Yes, Robert is a shorty. Yeah. So if anything, it doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense at all. But all right, whatever. I mean, it's a good looking figures. So get you back here. Please don't hit anything. Please don't hit anything. All right, get you back over here. I'll plug you in later. Get you back over there. Stark Industries. I'll get you back over there. Yeah, see, that's right here. That's his height. Tiny little man. It's an little man. There you go. I think I am. There you go. And I'm getting that. Get back. I'm putting my Logic Case panels back up. Sorry, I'm away from the computer, so I can't see the comments. Get it all back. So, oh, you guys want to see the? Here you go. Show you a little bit of Star Wars. I know I'm all over the place here, but look at this. See, every now and then, if you look carefully in my collection, you'll see action figures show up like that. There's my Cody. There's my flame. I love this flamethrower. Did anybody else notice that the Death Trooper, the second reissue of the Death Trooper, blew up in the market, on the secondary market? That makes absolutely no sense. The fact that Hot Toys took the time to reissue the Death Trooper, and it still climbed up in the secondary market. And then that Remnant Trooper back there too. I had no idea. I wasn't chasing grails. I love grails. I love me chasing some grails, right? But I had no idea that this Remnant Trooper would be a grail. So for every winner, it's always going to be a dud. You know that, right? It's always going to be a dud. But every now and then, man, you do get a winner. So, and that's always been my relationship with Star Wars, is that not everything climbs. So as much fun and I enjoy, because I enjoy Pete's show on 16 Cantina, and I enjoy his showmanship. But every now and then I do like pointing out, like, not everything that Star Wars touches is gold. There are a few characters that can be a little bit over the top or don't hold their value. And I was not a big fan of the Solo movie, but I couldn't help myself getting this discounted and having a figure with a fur coat. Yes, you heard me correct. I only bought this because of that fur coat. I just thought it was pimpin' badass. I only got this figure because I'm like, that coat is the cat's meow. And then I got my droids back there. And then I got my Season 1 Mandalorian, which I'm going to have to find more spots because, we're going to get bombarded with more Mandos. And then I got my girls back there. I got my Bespins, Leia. I know, they deserve better space than that. But I got my little Wicket there. I got this guy here. Hello there. And so put that on there. And what is that? I think this is a sideshow droid. Yeah. That's the sideshow droid. You guys know that these things are being lit up with radio waves, right? Like the Jawa back there. You know that if you've seen it, when I move him, his eyes turn off. Do you know that? Yeah, let's see right here. Ooh, don't drop. Yeah. So it's wireless technology. So when it gets closer to that base, it picks up on those frequencies and the eyes light up. Or I can turn it off. Same thing too for that Black Series C3PO. When you move it from the base, it turns off. You get it close, it turns back on. Well, in a certain angle anyway. Come on. There it is. Same thing too for that K2SO. Those eyes are lit up wirelessly. Cool little technology there. Picked up one of my trips to Japan. Look back at the questions here. Need a C3PO in there from Hot Toys. Yes, we do. Denobi, which Iron Man figure is the GOAT? Oh my God, I'm going to be old. Someone explain to me what the word GOAT means. Does that mean bad or good? Geeking out. Check you out. 4 Remnant Troopers, and I'm really not surprised about the grill price. Nice. I had no... Oh, camera's all wonky. Sorry. I love your Iron Man collection. I still like my Hall of Armor. Still get a kick out of that. Greatest of all time. I'm back at the... Will they reissue more Justice League? I don't know. I hope so. C3PO. I'm really considering a module case. Yeah, that's the thing. You're gonna the module case situation. Yes, I will tell you right now that the worst thing with the module case is the price. But my God, if you're able to swing it, if you're able to swing a module case, and if you are able to swing a Max 40 plus, there's no turning back. There really isn't. There really isn't. It's the only one that can fit this bad boy. Yeah. Little Grogu's there. Sideshow Yoda. My Darth Anakin. And I am digging building my little Sith army here. Technically, Grogu doesn't belong here because the whole idea with this was to have the dark side, but how adorable he is. Look at his little boy. Oh, adorable. Cute little guy. Just don't close that mouth or feed him after midnight. You'll end up with a rip. But my God, it's that's such a cool product. And they pumped in way too much R&D into this and then realized that keeping that mouth closed for such a long time would backfire. But it didn't stop me from buying it because he is just adorable. Yeah, love him. Cute little guy. Just don't close that mouth. Expose him to light, bright light, feed him after midnight, and Darth Maul in the back. And then here we go. Put this back up here. And then you know that I'm a big advocate. You know, if they want to reissue Iron Man suits, why not reissue Hot Toy products that are actually worth gold on the secondary market? And I'm probably alone when I say this, right? I'm reading the comments here. Where's the cousin Gugu? I need that Grogu. Feed him after a minute. Damn gremlins. If Hot Toys wants to make money in the secondary market, why not make something that's worth its weight in Beskar armor? The DeLorean. I'm serious. I'm not kidding. The DeLorean has blown up. To find a Hot Toys DeLorean in sealed mint condition, anywhere between $2,000 to $3,000. But yet they're going to reissue the Tumbler because everybody loves the Joker. This is all Hot Toys. That's a Hot Toys DeLorean. That's a Hot Toys Marty McFly, Doc Brown. This stuff is worth gold on the secondary market. So, playing devil's advocate, great. You want to reissue stuff because you're getting bent out of shape about the secondary market? Well, then hell, Hot Toys, why not make
you know, why not go back to some of your, I mean, this is their mold. This is their vehicle, other than the hover conversion I did back in 2015 when Doc Brown went back to save Marty's kids. But that's beside the point. Even in the Mark 1 status, this is a Grail piece, brand new. But yet you're making the tumbler, which I did research the tumbler, and on the secondary market, that thing brand new was still only breaking $1,000. $1,200-1,300 the most. I think I saw it right before they announced it, what the new ones were selling. So I don't get it. I don't understand who's on the board of this company. I don't get it. Who's on the board of Hot Toys and they're making these decisions? It doesn't make any damn sense at all. Nate, what do you say? You out of your damn mind? Oh, I gotta fix this. If you're still watching. So, and I'm tapping out of the Spider-Verse. I can't keep up with this anymore. Apparently, somebody out there is in love with Miles Morales. I can't. My Spider-Verse is leaking into the real verse, so I had to cancel the animated Miles Morales. I can't touch any of those Miles Morales. There's just no way. There's just no way. Otherwise, this multiverse will be spilling into my Star Wars verse and my DC verse. So I need to have this contained in here, and just keep it like that because I love Spider-Man. And I trust the Spider-Man line, but unfortunately, decisions have to be made. And I am getting swoon, like the rest of you peeps out there, on this whole Mandalorian craze. So, and Star Wars, and it's about space. It's all about space. So, that clever armor attached up there. See, this is what you can do with a modded case. You can use those steel brackets up there, and you can hide stuff. You can attach stuff, and you can create somewhat dynamic pose in, but not necessarily. This looks like it's in a dynamic pose, which it slightly is, but it's not too much where it hurts the figure. So, well, I think I'm done. I only was going to commit to an hour of the live stream, and I always jump all over the place when I do these things because I get distracted and stuff. What do we have here? Can I plug in my video? You guys have seen my video. Please. I made a cool video. It took me forever to make. Hot Toys is out of their damn mind. Here you go. I had fun. I tried to do my research on that. And it ended up turning into a parody. And it was wacky. Just push the button and release it. Thank you. Just push the button and release the Mark 1. Yes. Oh my God. You know what? I'm going to confess. I'm going to confess something to you. All right. Let me get in the chair here. Hold on. You guys got me confessing here. Oh, you guys got me confessing. All right. We're going to confess here, right? We're going to switch this up here. Thank you, JB Collector. Yeah. I need to, what time is it? 7:19. Geekin, you still out there? I need to, I need to confess this to somebody. Geekin, you out there? You want to join in? I'm done with my, hey, done with the video on Grogu investigation was funny as well. Yes, watch my Grogu video. Let me see if I can get Geekin out just to hang out. I'm not going to keep you here long. I'm going to see if I can get him to join. That way I can do a confession to you folks out there. If I can get him to join. He sent me an invite, and if he's free. Geeking out. All right. I'll see if he can join. Send out the invite. All right. I'm supposed to leave, but I got to confess this to somebody. So, Join over here. I won't keep you long, Nate. I'm supposed to have logged out, but let's do a little bit of confession. We're gonna. There you go. Join in.
Yo, what's up?
Right on.
I gotta get over here.
Get over here. I won't keep you long. I'm supposed to go do. I'm on vacation right now, but I'm still swamped. You saw that I had to cram a live stream unboxing. That's how busy I am. And when I get into a passion project, like with the Grogu, that killed a lot of my time. But I had fun. I had fun making that video. Did you see it yet? Video. I don't want to spoil it. Did you see?
Yes. Okay. I love the that your co-host.
Like that.
It reminded me so much of your classic videos back in the day, man.
Yeah. That's it's those type of actually, Bob, that's not one of my confessions right there, but yes, I did order a Prime 1 statue, so thanks for reminding. I'm starting to dabble in statues, and it's scary with the whole statue situation because the whole space situation genuinely frightens me. The whole space, it's a big concern for me.
Yeah. A buddy of mine was showing me all his statues he was looking to get, and I'm like, "Where are you gonna fit all this?" And he's like, "I gotta sell my Hot Toys." Wait, what? I gotta sell parts of my Hot Toys to fit these certain statues. I'm like, "Oh, good God, man!"
Yeah. All right. Ace is confess. Yes. Because I jump all over the place. So my confession goes back to this one right here. Released the new Mark 1. So what Last Missouri is probably referring to is the diecast Mark 1, right?
Yes, the diecast Mark 1. Everybody's been waiting for that.
Which there's been promotional photos. There's been, I have 2 Hong Kong sources that verified this rumor that we were supposed to get a diecast Mark 1. Yes. So people were leaving the comments in my videos like, "Hey, Denobi, we're going to get a diecast Mark 1." And I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it at first, but for me, it was still worth investigating. So I did reach out to 2 individuals in Hong Kong, and they both assured me that, yeah, Hot Toys was supposed to announce between March and April a diecast Mark 1 to help complete the whole original 7, right? Mark 1.
So the rumors were true. The rumors
were so true. And my confession is, and I hope I don't pay the price for this, because I always hear the stories of people getting tipped off about incoming figures.
Yes.
And I took the plunge, and I sold my 2.0 Mark 1 so that I would not get caught in that saturated bubble, because every time that there's a 2.0 or 3.0 of anything gets released, it always affects the original figure. So I felt very fortunate that I got a tip. I had it verified by 2 Hong Kong sources. One of them I've known since days of collecting. And I took the plunge and I sold. And that's why, if anybody's ever noticed, I don't have a Mark 1 in my Hall of Armor.
Wow, yeah, you don't anymore. Look at that.
Yeah. And I was gonna do a huge, because I was like, if anybody figures it out, but I don't have a Mark 1 anymore. And
wow.
That's my confession. And I typically my original 7 is royalty for me in this collection.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people like I said, like everybody was expecting the Mark 1 to be the MMS600, but it ended up being the Mark 5 transformation. It was left field. It just didn't make sense for that release. Like, it's a brand new figure, brand new head sculpt. It just did not make sense. But because the rumors were pointing at, because the thing is, before the Mark 47 got reissued, there was already rumors out the back for that.
Yeah, no, it was very legit, and we were supposed to get a Mark 1, and then they pulled a switcheroo, and then they released the that exaggerated Mark 5 with the whole elaborate suit, and then I remember reading an article on, or somebody had posted a comment that, and I don't know if this is true or not, but Hot Toys is very lock and key, and I should have known this. This is something that I was reading the comments on Reddit, and I should have known this. So Hot Toys, from the very beginning, for at least when I joined in 2012, started collecting.
Yeah.
They have been extremely secretive to the point that most 95% of the time you don't know what's going to be announced as a pre-order until the day of. And the reason why the day of for us is because they're one day forward. So when most US influencers brag about, oh, we're going to be getting a Shore Trooper, and then it pops the following day. Well, it's because it was announced that same day, and in Hong Kong, they're one day ahead of us, right?
Yes, they're one day ahead of us. Yes.
Yeah, so that's as much as an advancement that we tend to get with Hot Toys. It's been theorized that they purposely leak announcements to test out where their leaks are at. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that could make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Too. They throw a fool's errand out.
Yeah.
Just to catch them leaks. I could see that.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that because
Yeah.
it just doesn't make sense to me
No.
that certain influencers are getting these tips.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, that months in advance sometimes. Now
Yes.
most of the time it's just like a day before because
It's usually,
literally-
and in some
Yeah.
cases it's like 2 days for us where the truck unloads the pallet, and then on the weekend or Friday, and then by the time it gets because they do have the weekends, they do work under the weekend schedule, meaning they Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and so forth. And it never dawned on me. I'm like, you know what? This is a very interesting speculative rumor, but it makes sense because that's about right. To have something get released out into the wild that early, because when I first heard about that was in January for a March release, and I had never heard of that. And the fact that it got to me, to put it into perspective, it makes you wonder. To 16 Tina, it makes you wonder. So, and it could be. And again, that's the thing with this company. It's so private. I'm reading the comment here. Hot Toys is fishing their bait people to try. Yeah, it could be. It could very
playing
well
a
be.
dangerous game here. Some games are playing, man.
Yeah.
Games afoot.
It could very well be. It could very well be. Ghost tab. I misshaved it. When I go back to the office, the hair comes off. I've told that to everybody. Yeah, the hair comes off, but I have no reason to spend money on blades. Not when I can take that extra money and buy more toys.
I'm actually planning to get my finally a haircut. This might have been my quarantine beard for a good minute. So
yeah, quarantine beard. Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. But it could be. We don't. That's what we all do. Exotic car. That's what Geekin' Squad does. That's what Nate does. That's what I do. There's such a private company that all we have is what we can gather in analytics and speculate. That's it. And it never dawned on me that I've never heard of a pre-order being released that early, and it could have been something that caught wildfire because they had that prototype up and running ready for their 600th anniversary release. So. Yeah, I could be out of a Mark 1 for a while.
Because the thing is, then when I was started collecting 2 years ago, this is my second year right now. This is my second year going to my second year collecting Hot Toys. I heard that this is the MMS600, right? That just got released. I heard that the Mark 1 was supposed to come out. There was rumors already coming out for the Mark 1 to be released as the MMS500, but ended up being the Mark 7. So So
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on when
Yeah.
it comes to maybe Hot Toys is baiting people. If it's been happening so long, that's one of the biggest releases that
Yeah.
us collectors are trying to achieve here is
Yeah.
the Mark One diecast.
It's a Mark One
And
diecast. It's easy money, right? It'll
yes,
sell. So maybe they're not ready. Maybe they're overwhelmed with production. Maybe the prototypes aren't to spec, right? Because it makes you tend to. How would you pull that off, right? Because it is an action figure body. What would be incorporated diecast? And I've always wondered that. I've been collecting Iron Man suits for a long time. And how would you, if you really think about it, how would you make a diecast Mark One? How would that even work? What parts of the actual body would essentially be diecast? Would it just be the outer shell and then a plastic body? Because if that's the case, it wouldn't be very well articulated. And in some cases, I would theorize that it would be very top heavy. So if the chest plate and the arms were die cast on a flimsy or Robert Downey Jr. body, so it could be.
Would let me see, because I've been theorizing this for a good minute. What if the it's not really a reissue, but a DX? Like, have they ever done a DX version of the Iron Man?
No.
Like, what if they do a DX 2-pack where it becomes literally a miniature Hulkbuster where you could put in your Tony Stark 1/6 that comes with the moment, when he dons the suit, and it's part articulated. I mean, kind of like what we saw with the Mark V. In the transformation, putting 1/6 Tony Stark inside the Mark V, right? What if it's kind of like the same thing, but it's actually articulated with the Mark One?
It could. You're hypothesizing that it would be kind of like the Mark V where it would be attached. But remember, the Mark I suit was built in an Afghanistan cave, and it needed another human being to attach, right? To assemble the suit. So it would just make sense that if you're just going to make a Mark I diecast, it would just be a complete diecast Mark I, and it in its own complete form. My concern would be that maybe they're running into not production issues, but R&D issues. How are they pulling it off? Maybe their R&D department is providing prototypes, and Howard Chan is like, nope. What's the cost on this? Nope. So
that's also another thing that I've always talked about. Like the art, I know I don't want to move this from the subject, but I want to use this for example. Everyone is asking for the General Grievous 1/6 from Hot Toys.
Yeah,
but you really think about it, how much the R&D is going to go into that to make it affordable and have a profit for Hot Toys to make that figure work. As far as like 1/6 compared to the actual film, spinning hands, the whole shebang. You know what I mean? Because Hot Toys, Sideshow did their, they did their version.
Yeah.
But what would Hot Toys version, be different from the Sideshow? And they wanted to, if they wanted to make it into a reality, it would, stand out as the supreme version.
It could. All right. It could. Let's play the retail game with the Grievous. So, Hot Toys already has a history of showing somewhat jealousy, right, and flexing when Sideshow hits a home run. We saw a perfect example of this with the 1/1 scale Grogu. Remember, the statue came out, and Hot Toys came out. Well, we can do this better, right? They dropped their hands, and I think visually and articulated wise, minus the chin defect, I think the Hot Toys Grogu is a superior product compared to the Sideshow. And they were able to remember that the whole articulated mouth came at the very end. They kept improving the product to make it better. That's the reputation that Hot Toys had. Yeah, the chin. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that makes total sense now.
Yes. Yeah, and they've done this before. They've clearly done this when Hot Toys. If when Howard Chan wants to flex his muscle, He's done it. And you look at the history, 2 or 3 more examples of this. Another example of Howard Chan flexing his all might was when the secondary market blew up on that god-awful Deadpool cable. Remember that? Remember
Yes.
that Toys
Yes.
era, that
Yes.
crappy-looking cable? What did Hot Toys do? Hold my beer, my beer, and they cracked their knuckles, and they flexed out a cable, right? So
They did.
So if Hot Toys really wants to take the spotlight on a Grievous, they can do it bigger and better and keep the price still competitive, maybe 30% above. So what is the Grievous selling for with Sideshow? So they'll release it as a pre-order. This is me guessing, $375. It'll be under $400. It has to stay competitive. It has to stay competitive to steal the market share. So then what happens? Well, it's only $50 more than the Sideshow, and we all know Sideshow's quality is pretty, crap. So go ahead, Sideshow. Keep my what's the $28 refundable deposit. Let's go over to Hot Toys because they have a better track record of producing a better, more significant product. So that's what it'd be. So when I hear someone saying, "Oh, if Hot Toys did a Grievous, it'll be $500," no, look at history. Just look at history. Just all you have to do. Answer last minute.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Just look at history. That's it. Maybe something like a crew model like the Knights one. It's mixed with die-cast armor with plastic with a body. It could very well be. The Mark 1 die-cast, which I believe in my heart that they're going to release it. It could be 2 years. Who knows? But they're going to do it. I believe they're running into a challenge on how to release this product, because even in my head, I don't know how you would pull this off. It still doesn't make any sense because you need cloth underneath because he's wearing that leather cloth. You have tons of cables and wiring, a lot of detail with the Mark 1, and then you want to incorporate die-cast. Well, is the whole suit die-cast? Is parts of it die-cast? Because remember,
it has to be parts. It has to be parts.
Well, remember,
to make this happen.
Yeah, because with most die-cast suits from Iron Man, it's not 100% die-cast. It's not 100% metal. It's only a fraction of it. I want to say the rule of thumb is that if it's 50% more metal, then it's considered die-cast. We learned this example from the RoboCop die-cast that came out, where people were like, it's not enough die-cast. Well, it's about 50% die-cast, so I guess that's the rule of thumb, that if something exceeds 50% in metal, it's considered a die-cast, which is why K2SO, which probably 20-30% die-cast in the legs and the upper thighs, it's not a die-cast figure, but it has die-cast components, but it's not enough metal die-cast to signify die-cast.
So are you saying that it could be more like the K2SO when it comes to the die-cast situation, where it's going to have components of die-cast, but it's not going to be fully die-cast in order to
because you still want to
make that articulation happen.
Yeah, because remember, we collect Hot Toys to articulate. They're action figures. They're premium action figures to pose, play, display, whatever. Right? Articulate.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, hold my beer. Did Hot Toys actually say they were doing all the originals, or did everyone just assume the Mark 1 get a die? Rob, there was a rumor that started in January and that I had verified from multiple sources in Hong Kong, and where my speculative theory is that I think they purposely leaked it because Hot Toys runs their operation, under lock and key. Who the hell saw the blurg coming out? Who the hell, the blurg? Something
you
that
think
big?
no one dropped that. Nobody dropped that rumor.
Yeah.
Nobody. It just came out of nowhere. So I feel that I'm pretty much on your boat as far as like months in advance of reveals or releases. They keep that lock and key unless they want to reveal that information to the world and to drive up either hype or find out who's dropping these freaking leaks from the company.
Yeah. These leaks are really important. Remember, these leaks aren't to protect Hot Toys from us. These leaks are to protect them from all the pirate and the Buccaneers and all the pirate and third party the so toys and the toys eras and all the ones who take the shortcuts, right? Because these companies, they do take the Hot Toys head sculpts and they do reverse engineer it. They do copy a lot of their style and so forth, to capture that market, to capture that market grasp. We need a mud horn. Oh, see, don't even do that. Look at this guy.
A bud.
No,
You know how
no,
much
we
that
don't.
could be?
No,
Get out of here with
no, we
this.
don't. Yeah,
Oh, JB Collector, she's cool.
yeah,
But
yeah.
nah.
If they remade it in plastic and not diecast, would it still bother you? It wouldn't make sense. The reason why we're all expecting a diecast Mark One is because the existing original 7 are in diecast. Why would you remake a 3.0 Mark One all in plastic when you have the Mark II in diecast, the Mark III in diecast, you have all of them. The only one that remains is the Mark One. That's it. So it wouldn't. Plus, you're going to want to remake the Mark One in diecast anyway because it's out of scale. It doesn't line up height, body wise. The newer versions are a larger body build. The height is taller. You see this from you see, and then when they did the 2.0 Mark III. Does anybody out there remember the 2.0 Mark III? That's not even into scale. So when I see crap about the War Machine Mark One getting reissued, I'm like, why don't you reissue the Mark III and make it into height scale? Because the Mark III isn't even in the proper scale with the Mark IV, the Mark V, and the Mark VI. So yeah.
Now here's the thing that I wanted to ask you too is that what if the rumors were true that the Mark One was supposed to come out, but at last minute, because really think about it, the Mark V transformation release, it's just out of nowhere for that Iron Man suit to be or not. It's not even an Iron Man to be that 600 number because literally it's been these Iron Mans hitting that final 100 mark, right?
Yeah.
So it just doesn't make sense for that. It feels out of place. It's great though. I love that suit design. I love that new head sculpt and on whoever's doing that head sculpt. Like remember you talked about it in our stream. Like they're hiding this guy from the rest of the world. But I love everything about that figure. It's the problem. It just feels out of place. I wonder if Howard just felt like, okay, the Mark One isn't ready. Let's not put this pre-order. Let's do another year of R&D before we put this up for pre-order again. Or reveal it to the world.
If I had to speculate, the same issues that they may be running into with the Mark One, the C3PO. Everybody keeps complaining about C3PO. Why won't they give us a C3PO? And this is where I come at with I love Star Wars and I don't trust Star Wars because the best ultimate version of C3PO was released by Tamashii Nations, right? Bandai Tamashii Nations, Chogogan diecast, 95% diecast in this figure. Beautiful figure that was released in 2014, I think, right? This figure sat on the shelves for a very, very long time. I remember one point in 2015 or a few years after its release, you could have gotten it discounted on eBay. And because I've been through every San Diego Comic-Con show since 2006 up until the pandemic, I remember going to show site and people were selling the Shogogan C3PO for about $300. I remember seeing one table having it for $275. I remember that. C3PO is one of those characters that is scary to sell. Does that make sense? It's you're going to pump in a lot of R&D, right? These molds are expensive. These molds can be anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000, right? For a thigh, So how would you do it? Would you do it die cast? Would you do it metal? Would you pump in X amount of R&D? Is C3PO going to sit on the shelf? And then with the whole debacle with the prequel sequels, right? With the whole prequel sequels, it's scary. Are you going to make? Remember at Comic-Con, was it 2017? They teased the C3PO with the red arm. Dude, if they made that C3PO with the red arm, that would have been a peg warmer.
This is why I've been preaching. This is why I've been saying for the longest. This is the reason why Hot Toys might not even consider releasing the C-3PO by itself. Now I know people are saying no, just sell it with a 2-pack for R2D2. But the thing is, R2D2 doesn't need help. It sells
Yeah.
by itself. It does on its own. And look how many R2D2s we've gotten over the freaking years.
Yeah.
R2D2 is fine. Okay, what I've been saying, what a great way we can get C-3PO in and do it just a one-time release is to pair it up with freaking Chewbacca for the Empire Strikes Back and recreating that whole C-3PO backpack and call it a day. That's how you do it. Just create a 2-pack with C-3PO and Chewie from that movie.
It may. If you cats out there step up to the plate and bat, maybe we will. But if the Star Wars dedicated community, gets cold feet and decides to, you know what, I'm going to step out, I'm going to tap out, right?
Yep, you cancel your pre-order, yeah.
And everybody, there's love and hate between the 2-packs, right? So let's see how this devoted community steps up to the plate on this 2-pack Boba Fett that everybody seems to be in love with, but let's see how many of you are going to step up to bat when that drops and that charge goes through. Right? That's what they look at. Because I'm with you. To me, a C-3PO and Chewbacca 2-pack, it's a no-brainer. To me, it's a no-brainer. But that's assuming that the R&D for C-3PO has already been established, right? Because that C-3PO on Chewbacca's back, that what I see is a more expensive level of R&D. You have to now build joints. You have to detachable joints. You may want to incorporate magnets. You may want to do this and that versus a completed attached figure, which the R&D might be a little bit different. That's what I see. So if you've already spent the money on casting for a 1/6 scale C-3PO, then yes, then you can segue into a 2-pack of Chewbacca, not just, hey, let's go in there. Because my thing is, they missed the boat. They missed the Empire Strikes Back anniversary. I don't know what they were thinking.
They did. I don't know what happened. I don't know really what happened there. Hell, they were focusing more on the Boba Fett variations and the packaging than the actual line itself. Like, we saw more variations from the packaging of 40th anniversary edition boxes versus the actual continuation of that line. Hell, there's someone right here says Hot Toys can't even finish the Endgame line. So I'm like,
no, they can't. They can't. And then, real quick, I want to answer last Mazzoni's question here. The Mark V suit and the Mark I are not the same. They're completely different things. It's not a bodysuit. This is more of a Lego. The Mark I is a Lego suit that needs another individual. The Mark V is self-contained in a suitcase. It's completely different. I would never list it in that same realm. But yeah, you're right. They can't even finish the Endgame one. They can't even do that. And the true purchase of the, and I missed the boat too on that. R2D2, by the way, the one with all the mechanical hands. I'm on the wait list. I don't know if I'll ever get, but I do want that.
Are we talking about the R2D2 from the actual Hot Toys line or Sideshow?
Hot Toys? Yeah, I missed one. I usually will buy all the droids for Star Wars, but I missed the one where he has all the arms sticking out of him.
Oh, the deluxe! That was my R2. That's my first R2. I bought him. Like right before it sold out. Like literally, for some reason, Sideshow sent me an email telling me that it was about to sell out. I was like, but there's no blue screen on it or nothing. So I purchased it, and I warned people on Facebook groups like, "Hey guys, I just got the email R2D was about to sell out." They told me, they called me a madman. They called, "Are you out of your mind?" They called me a freaking madman. And then it sold out in 5 minutes.
I want to. I mean, it is. Look at this question here. This one right here. Well, C-3PO is more. C-3PO is in the. He's one of the core members, right? He falls into the same bracket as Cyborg. He's part of a team. C-3PO is part of a team, right? It's kind of like, would you make the Avengers without Hawkeye? No, you have the full Avengers. And so people, well, he's not going to sell on his own. And that's not the point. The point is that he's part of an entourage, a group. Same sense as Cyborg. I don't know. It could be trust. Maybe they don't. Maybe Hot Toys doesn't trust, they're playing it safe with the Mandalorian, because anything that's branded the Mandalorian, they can print money right now, and they haven't. In their defense, they haven't seen that type of brand loyalty from the prequel sequels. They probably lost a boatload with all those stupid snow troopers and all that snow nonsense and 2-packs and everybody, all those 2-pack troopers that are still discounted in the bargain bin.
Diecast C-3PO, you out of your damn mind.
Yeah.
You out of your damn mind with that. Diecast C-3PO, no. Well, it's not gonna happen. I wish. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, because it's been done. It's been done. It's not impossible to have a diecast C-3PO. It's been done before by Tamashii Nations. A Phantom Menace C-3PO. Yeah, I would buy them all, but that's just me because I like the droids. I would buy all the C-3PO versions, the rusted version, the Phantom Menace, the naked version of C-3PO, the Empire Strikes Back version of C-3PO. I would get them all. I honestly would just, get them all.
I would get them too. The only problem is not everyone is like us to get this figure. And that's why I believe that Hot Toys doesn't see the value in C-3PO the way we do, And unfortunately, a lot of collectors don't see that either. And remember, like you've been saying about Hot Toys, Hot Toys Star Wars or the Star Wars line, or pretty much, or the Star Wars in general, is very finicky with its hype trains. Very finicky. It could be the top of the world, like Mandalorian, and then next day is literally suffering in the 9 circles of hell right now with Dante's Inferno. You see what I'm saying? It's been there. It's all Star Wars has always been all over the place, and the only thing that's been maintaining over the years has been Marvel, and that's why we've seen a lot more Marvel stuff, a lot more Marvel figures that Hot Toys want to take their what's the word I'm looking for, chances on to sell, versus with the Mandalorian. And they're not Mandalorian, I mean Star Wars. But now they're taking chances with Mandalorian with the blurgs. What the hell? I loved it.
I'm worried about. I'm emotionally worried about you. I'm emotionally worried about Dante and Pete and all that, because I'm worried that if the market crashes for Star Wars, that you guys are all going to jump in front of the nearest bus, and because because they've done this before. Historically, they'll go in deep into Star Wars and then like, it's not looking good, pull out, take a break, go in heavy, and then they've done it before. So, and I'm thinking that a lot of the new collectors, if that happens, you're like, what happened? Like, yeah, that's their shtick. Nobody stepped up to the plate. They front loaded all these pre-orders, and everybody started tapping out. And speaking of that, does Sideshow have the warehouse? I mean, they have so much dead stock on their website. Like, can they handle? Did anybody ever mention?
I don't even know, man. I don't even know, because the thing is, they're still stocking there.
Yeah,
like literally, the Marvels have not sold out yet. The Marvel figures are still there.
Yeah, and this company's based in California, and real estate in California is expensive. So, do they have space for all this extra dead stuff? I don't get this. I think about it. That's what goes through my head. I'm like 30. I think we're 36. We're up to 36 Star Wars pre-orders that have not shipped to the U.S. and that's including the speeder bike is part of that count.
It's still on pre-order.
Well, the speeder bike dropped in Hong Kong. That's great, but I'm counting the Star Wars pre-orders that have not dropped here in the U.S. for us, and that's a lot. That's a lot. I have to leave in a few minutes, but I was talking to Pete and on the phone, and he was telling me, he was asking me, Denobi, do you really think that the blurg can drop this Christmas? I go, anything is possible, Pete. I go, I would prefer to be wrong on this, but I'm using your analytical information, and I'm using the information that I'm gathering from the Marvel drops and the Spider-Man drops. And if I had to guess, if I had to speculate, I would speculate that the blurg and that Mandalorian is probably going to drop this year. It'll probably drop around Christmas, pissing people off because nobody pre-ordered it. Hot Toys decided to close the pre-order batch early, and they moved on. And they've done this before. They've had figures where they've closed the pre-order batches because no one's pre-ordered them, and they ship them out. And then they have pre-order batches where they essentially don't give a rat's, ass, and they sit on it for years. Gamora. No reason. I still don't understand. Oh, the pandemic. Everybody uses the pandemic. But it could happen. It could happen because they're hedging their bet. They're putting a lot on the Star Wars IP. They're putting a lot. They're putting a whole lot. And these things, these deluxe packages take up a lot of space. That blurg is going to come in a giant box, right? Anybody that purchased the 1/1 scale Grogu, giant box. The speeder bike is probably going to be in a big box. And it's the thing, they may not want to have that sit in the warehouse. Well, nobody's going to buy this, and let's take it out. Let's put it on the next cargo ship, and let's get it out of here. We don't know. It's a private company. It's very secretive. All we have is the history, and we try to guess the parts of when these drops are going to happen. That's important to me. I want to know when that meteor's going to hit, right? Don't you want to know when you're going to get charged? Right?
That's true. That is true. And you're predicting the storm. You're predicting the storm that's happening in the first quarter, where all these figures are supposed to drop out of freaking nowhere.
We're seeing people tap out already, right? Aren't we seeing that on social media, on YouTube?
Yeah. I was just talking about in the stream earlier today that there's people out there that are just bad with Hot Toys, that they're doing more pre-orders than announcements of official releases, that figures are like 2 years old and still haven't been out yet.
Yeah.
So they're literally like, yeah, you know what? I'm tapping out. I'm just selling all my Hot Toys figures. And I'm moving over to statues.
Mm-hmm. Statues, or don't give them the benefit of pre-ordering on day one. You're helping somebody out in the in the financial sector. And don't ever look at it, well, it's only $25, because if you have multiple pre-orders that have been piled up for years, trust me, that's collecting interest somewhere. That's somebody is still profiting off of your. So it's such sideshow. I'm reading this comment. Sideshows notorious for lazy about closing their wait list. People have been on wait lists for several years in the past. Yeah, I mean it's a mess. Statues for me is I like the exclusivity. Maybe it was PJ, somebody had a good pros and cons on statues, and I've always believed in the pros and cons. Statues, they have their own pros and cons. I know people are like, oh, let's do Prime 1. Emphasize on the pros and cons. Statues, to me, has a little bit more of cons than the Hot Toy line. Plain and simple. It's just it is what it is. Plain and simple. One of them, believe it or not, is space. When I was on Facebook, I remember, and I keep telling this story, and I have to look for these photos. I remember saving photos. Of people who collected statues, and they were putting the statues on top of toilet tanks because they ran out of space. They would put them on the floor. They would put them on the toilet tanks. They would put them everywhere. So
wow.
Yeah. So,
I think I watched was it a video or a live stream that you mentioned that?
Yeah.
You were just preaching about it. I was like, oh God.
Now, that being said, though, I am pre-ordering that I pre-ordered already. The Dark Side, the Justice League Dark Side from Prime 1. Yeah. Did you pre-order that? Are you getting that?
I'm not jumping into statue.
Okay.
I'm very Hot Toy driven at the moment. So, or 1/6 scales. But if I had to get something for my Justice League and we never get a Dark Side, I'll probably go for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going heavy. I honestly don't have the space. Because I do plan ahead for my pre-order drops at least a year out. So, but I don't. But there are a couple pieces that are incoming. So, and you're like, is that? I'm looking at your case in the back. I'm looking. You got them lined up too, like on the subway train in Tokyo, don't you? You got. It's just
Yeah, because I'm actually removing. I actually going to move these and move it to the upper levels because the
Okay.
upper levels is empty now. That's why I moved.
Okay.
I got to do my collection tour, but yeah, they're lined up at a subway at this point in the here.
That's not a detox. You're not using a detox, are you?
No, I'm using a China cabinet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty big.
Okay.
But if because I'm got more room now because I've moved over, I actually started moving my figures to a new display case where they could be the Endgame display. Right now, the top shelf was the pretty much my Avengers setup. Now I moved it to a new display case where they're all just spaced out properly with their Endgame moment. Avengers
Okay.
Assemble. And then my Star Wars over here, I'm gonna split it up and move it. Like I'll make one Mandalorian shelf and then one prequel, sequel shelf, and then this one maybe Clone Wars shelf.
Yeah, yeah. I need to see one of your. Yeah, I like to see what you what your peeps out there are managing your collection. Yeah, because I remember meaning to ask you. I was like, I don't think he uses Detolf. It's not a yeah. In this game, you'll eat up a Detolf super fast.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's why I don't use Detox. I only have two. I got this
Yeah.
for free.
Yeah,
I never bought a
started-
Detox. I only got
yeah.
this for free.
Yeah, I know I have module cases, but I mean, I started with Detox, and I quickly knew 3 or 4 years down the road, I'm like, yeah, this isn't going to work. This is not going to work. But yeah, as a collector out there starting on, yeah, start off with Detox in the beginning, and then you'll once you hit a grail piece or something, then use that to fund a module case. The problem with a module case though is that they're very dangerously addictive because I started with one wall and then I'm still adding like Lego pieces and I can't stop.
I was actually looking to start collecting on module cases.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, but then I ended up finding these China cabinets for like $100 on Facebook Marketplace. I was like, okay, I'll just pick it up then.
And I've done that too, by the way. I've done that. I remember when I started DJ, and then I ended up picking up a really nice retail cabinet. But then what happens after a while, because like I said, I've been doing this for a while, then the cabinets all start to look mismatched. And it starts to look not as nice as what you would.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, where things start to clash, and you're like, "This isn't working." Yeah, yeah. You see, this is what I hate about module case right here. He brings it up. I've placed 4 orders with them throughout the years. I think I'm 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and my last one was the Max 40, which I love. I love this Max 40. The one where I have like the Grogu, but yeah,
the Rancor, right?
The Rancor one. The only negative thing I can ever say is just they're expensive, and I hate it when people tell me, "Well, I can build it better." Great, I'm not being sarcastic. Show me how to build one because I have yet to find one that can be just as good and dependable and weight and so forth. So,
put your money where your mouth is. Then
put your money where your mouth is. Yeah, put your money where your mouth is. Anyway, I have to go. This was fun. Thank you for joining. I know anybody that's still hanging out with me. I know I started off with just a simple, what was meant as a 40-minute unboxing of my Endgame. You see what happens? This is why I can't do solo live streams because I end up all over the place. And at one point, I ended up on a half-assed tour. I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I'm all, I'm everywhere. So this is why I have to keep things to a script. This is why I have to just have the puppets talk.
Because you get into a tangent. I get you.
I have to have just baby Grogu coming alive and doing the Gugu sounds, and have the puppets. This is why I have to use a script. All right. Thanks everybody for joining in. Anything you want to say, Nate, before I log out?
Okay, Exotic Carfax. Yes, I'll be working on the Bacardi cut at the live stream. With the Bacardi Darth Vader unboxing. I drank Bacardi, so it was crazy. And then it was like May the 4th releases out of freaking nowhere. I was like reacting all drunkenly. But yes, I will have that Bacardi cut ready. I'll be taking a mini vacation this week. But I will be coming back for another stream Wednesday of next week, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern on Geeking Out. And Denobi, if you're available, love to bring you in again. So
and always send me the invites because if I have some free time, I always enjoy crashing the show. So always. So thank you so much, folks. Anybody who does not know Nate from Geeking Out, I'll put a link in the description. He covers everything, Marvel, Star Wars, all that good stuff, but he is still a Star Wars fanboy.
I am. I have twice my figures are freaking Star Wars compared to Marvel's.
All right. Good night, everybody. I gotta go. I have stuff to do. Bye-bye.
Take it easy. Peace.